The 3 common mistakes made by beginner guitar players. Number 3, learning random chords. The Guitar Chord Encyclopedia book has around 26,000 chords. That's going to be pretty tough to memorize. So what I recommend you do is learn the chords in each key signature. There are 7 chords per key signature, and you can follow the circle of fifths to learn each of the keys. As a beginning guitar player, you don't want to spend all of your time trying to memorize all of these different chord types and all these different positions available on the guitar neck. That can be quite difficult to memorize and may hinder your progress. In this chart, you'll see the 7 chords in all major and minor keys. So a good starting point for you as a beginner is going to be C major, right here. You'd want to learn C chord, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and B diminished. Notice these column headings at the top. It's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. That stays true in every key. Now, if we look at the circle of fifths, this is how I recommend choosing your key signatures to learn first. You want to start with the key of C, obviously. That has no sharps and no flats. Then go to the right on the circle of fifths and to the key of G, which has only 1 sharp. That's F sharp. I would learn the 7 chords in the key of G. Then I would go over to the key of F, which has only 1 flat, which is B flat. So 1 sharp, 1 flat, then go to 2 sharps and learn the key of D, then go to 2 flats and learn the key of B flat, and so on like that, continue out through the entire circle. So once you've chosen the key signature you're going to work on, go over to this chart here and look at the chords that you need to learn. G major would have been the 2nd key for us to learn, and that's going to start off with the G chord, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished. And then we talked about going to the key of F after that, F major, F chord, G minor, A minor, B flat, C, D minor, and E diminished. Now one of the cool things about this chart is it's color coded, so you can see which of these chords exists in all of these other keys. This C chord, for example, you can just look through here and find these other purples and say, oh, this is the same chord in every one of these other keys as well. So that's pretty helpful to match that up, and you'll see you don't have to learn all that many chords. Number 2, learning random scales. You've probably got a guitar poster on the wall, something like this, and it's got a lot of randomness on it, right? It's got a lot of various scales to learn, different positions, different key signatures. That's a lot to memorize for a beginning guitar player. So my advice is avoid the Guitar Scale Encyclopedia of 26,000 scales as well. So what I recommend is go to your circle of fifths once again and learn all 7 scales for each of the key signatures on that circle. The key of C here has no sharps or flats. That's going to be the best place to start learning your 7 scales. And you want to start on scale 1, which is C major, also known as C Ionian. These 7 scales are known as the diatonic modes. In this case, it's in the key of C here, and I've started on this chart on the F Lydian, the 4th mode. This makes sense to start on the 1st fret of the 6th string and then build your way up from there with the other 6 scales. Once you've got your 7 scales figured out in the key of C, go over to your circle of fifths here and move on to the next key in the circle, which is key of G in this case, which has F sharp in it, and that means you'll have to replace all of your F natural notes with F sharps. You'll see on this chart here of the key of G modes, we're going to start out in the F sharp Locrian and then move your way up from there. Be sure to include F sharp in every one of these scales instead of F natural. And once you've got the key of G down, keep going onward and upward. Go to the key of F, then go to the key of D, then go to the key of B flat. That can take a lot of work, so just focus on one key at a time and really get it mastered until you're ready to move on to the next one. And the number 1 mistake made by beginning guitar players? Focusing on tablature, not learning the notes of the fretboard or how to read music. So the main thing I recommend is learn the musical alphabet. Learn it on each string of the guitar all the way up the neck. Use a chart like this to memorize each string. Go ahead and get started on the 6th string with E to F, and then there's a whole step between F and G, a whole step between G and A, whole step between A and B, half step between B and C, a whole step between C and D, and then a whole step between D and E. Memorize that all the way up to the 12th fret. Then the next thing I would do is start the same process again, starting on the A string with the A to the B, and so on. Once you're done with that, go to the D string. Then go and pick yourself up a good book like the Hal Leonard Guitar Method Complete Edition. This will give you all the basics and fundamentals you need for learning how to read notes and music and rhythm and timing and all the essentials. These are available at kjzmusic.com. Click the shop link. If you want to know how to get started on guitar or take your skills to the next level, or if you want to know an effective practice routine, go to kjzmusic.com and click the Guitar Course link to take my new Guitar Accelerator course online. Or if you want to get my help personally, click the Book Online tab to get a lesson with me online or in person if you live here in Colorado. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next video.